The Department of Transportation has come up with two proposals to replace the aging I-81 viaduct through Syracuse. One of the options is to bring traffic that comes from the south, exit it here on Martin Luther King, and then allow it to travel along Almond Street, north and south, through the downtown. The other proposal is to rebuild the viaduct, make it wider and more modern, to allow cars to travel at 50 miles an hour through the city. I'm standing underneath 81, and under the community grid option, this all would come down. There'd be no more Harrison and Adams Street off-ramps. So Almond Street would be rebuilt as a boulevard, and it would have a median in it that would be 18 to 29 feet wide. There would be trees and grass. There would be sidewalks for people to walk back and forth on, places for people to ride their bikes and pedal through the city if that's what they wanted. There would be some limitations. Things would change for Harrison Street and Adams Street. West of Almond Street, those would now become two-way streets. There are 24 buildings that would be torn down if they replaced the elevated highway, but only 5 buildings would go under the community grid plan. Some buildings would be affected by both plans, including the Learberry Center behind me. The I-81 project includes changes to other roads, not just to the highway. For example, the Butternut Street Bridge would be made longer to accommodate extra lanes on I-81, both in the north and southbound directions at this point. Another change would be the elevated portion of West Street here would be lowered to street level to meet Genesee Street. How would you get into the city if you're heading south on 81? Well, there's 3 ways to do it. You'd either get off at the Clinton Street exit, which is already there. The Salinas Street exit would be closed, but there's 2 exits here near the corner of Erie Boulevard and Oswego Boulevard. A new I-690 interchange at Crouse and Irving Avenues will provide motorists with direct access to University Hill. So what happens next? The State Department of Transportation is going to whittle down these 2 options to 1. We still have a chance to weigh in on what happens. And then sometime next year, they'll present that option to the federal government. And then we'll really know what happens to Interstate 81.